cut.
Where are we going live?
All right.
YouTube. We can only do one. We can only do one option. So
yeah, that's fine. Send me the link because I'll put it on.
Working on it here.
Yeah, I gotta mute you, Troy.
How can we see how many fans we have?
It's 0.
No fans.
Everyone make a funny face or something.
Not at that point.
I'm just trying to find it. That's all.
All right, we're good. I have the link. I'll send it to you.
The energy.
That's the link.
The energy.
Oh wait, shit.
What?
What? I put in the wrong link. I put in the wrong link tree. Hold on.
I just need the name of the channel on YouTube.
It's Can We Just Talk?
That was so loud.
It's in our link tree.
Oh, it's not Polar Media?
No. It's Can We Just Talk?
That was so loud.
It's in our link tree.
YouTube.com.
What's happening?
I don't know.
/
If you have, by the way, if your YouTube of the video is up in the background, it's going to create an echo. So you just have to remember to close it out.
No, what is the? I know it's in the link tree. That's not what I'm asking.
Austin, I just sent it to you. I just sent it to you in text.
No, is there a short URL? I'm trying to put it for someone to type it in.
You can't put a link on an Instagram
I
post.
know,
anyway.
but I'm just saying, like, go on, like, you. If someone can remember,
No.
YouTube.com/
No, just tell them the title. That would be much better, I think.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, trying to get them to search it on YouTube. Whatever.
Yeah, but don't tell them a link at all. Just tell them the title.
It's just Can We Just Talk on YouTube.
If I search "Can We Just Talk" on YouTube, this is not going to show up.
And then nothing's going to show up. The only thing that would show up is like a really
like Twitch.com instead of being like exit.
He's in Twitch.com.
Okay, you're not understanding what I'm saying, but that's okay.
No, that's not
Put
a
a
thing
link
with
in your
YouTube. It's
bio
not
and
like-
tell people to look
You
at
don't,
it.
you don't have a title.
have
So,
a
like
link in
your
my bio.
YouTube channel, if you were trying to tell someone in real life, you'd be like, "Hold on, just go to the link in my bio
No.
and a link tree."
Yes, but Austin, YouTube, it doesn't work like that. It's youtube.com/channel- and then it's just a bunch of random numbers. It's not like
All right.
Twitch where it's twitch.com/half a rack of ribs. That's not how YouTube works.
All right.
If you look up "Can We Just Talk," we're the third thing.
Also, just be like, go to our link tree. The link is there.
Wow, damn, we are the third thing.
Are you going to rebrand the YouTube channel to Polar Media?
Yes.
Yo, that's hype. We are literally the third link.
That's
After
cool.
Khalid twice, then it's us.
Yeah, so anyone who looks up that song in the meantime might be like, hey, let me check this out.
I'm going to shut down YouTube soon anyway.
All right, let me put some in our store for Instagram. Why are they shutting down YouTube?
Well, I'm the only one watching us right now, so. Oh,
Jacob, if you
Heather
leave
just
it,
popped in.
Who did? Oh,
Heather.
if you leave it up in the background, Jacob, just make sure you mute the YouTube video. Hold on.
I did. Yeah, it's a couple seconds behind.
Yeah, it is.
I looked up "Can We Just
Give me-
Talk" and we don't show up.
Did you look it up on YouTube?
Yeah. Weird. Yeah, it's here, but
Richie, we can't hear you. Oh yeah, you guys are muted. Wow. Get a load of these guys.
Yeah, why are they muted?
I muted it because I was
I'm
recording
muted.
a video.
I'm always muted, so I'm always gonna come out of Troy because the mic's right here.
It started late. Ready? Hold on. I gotta mute so I can promote this on Instagram. Give me a
Can I
second.
take my shirt off?
All right, I'm back.
No energy out of this guy.
Right now,
None.
live on YouTube.
Zip.
Love that belly button.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Insta will love it too.
Oh yeah. Gets the people going.
Can we just talk?
Actually, we're just gonna get taken off of we're gonna get taken off of YouTube. Delisted for that.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
The camera on here, a little weird. I'm like backwards as opposed to Zoom, you know? Like, yeah. Just a testament to what we do for the fans.
What?
We're going live. The camera's backwards now. My right's on my left. I'm all
Yeah.
out of whack, and I'm still gonna persevere.
Yes, you are, Jacob. That's why they call you professional, buddy.
Let me see if I can
Not
do
because
that.
you're raking in the big bucks, but because
I'll
you
do
persevere.
anything for this podcast.
I will die for this podcast. Troy says we're doing a segment where we talk about the afterlife, and one of us has to fucking die. I will die.
I'll go get some evidence for us.
Be right back.
Did you guys see the stories I sent your way? I know
Yep.
Heather's just chilling, watching right now. We're just kind
That's
of.
because I went
Oh, wait.
on.
Oh, that was
on
you?
YouTube.
Oh, never
I'm on
mind.
her computer.
Wow.
All right, so no one's watching.
So, I
So
said,
no fans.
No, we're good. I was worried someone was watching.
I was worried people were watching our content.
I guess I'll throw it on my Insta. But if you tag me in that, I'll put it on my story.
Just.
Damn. Repost it. Take it down.
Oh wait,
repost
I
it.
have the video. I can just.
We're gonna talk about the NRA, dude.
Well, did you see what they did today?
You see
Good.
what I sent
They
you?
filed for bankruptcy to get out of New York City. I like really shocked about.
We need to tread lightly on that subject.
You need to try.
They don't like being treaded on.
Hold on.
You need to
Hold
be
up.
very careful about how we talk about the NRA. Very careful. I can't hear you, Richie.
The NRA is nothing but a bunch of nice people.
You guys are lagging so hard.
Yeah, you're pretty laggy over there.
Well, I can't even hear either of you guys.
Nah, it's Troy. Troy's the one who's lagging
Yeah.
because we can see Richie, but Troy's all frozen. Lag City, Troy.
This is
I'll unmute myself now because Troy's broken. Are you gonna DM me a post, buddy?
just that's what's crashing it right now. Just give me a second because I'm doing everything off my phone.
Sounds like a you problem. Can we just tell?
Well, sorry to all of our fans on here. You guys are just gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Troy said 9 p.m. Here we are.
I wasted 15 minutes trying to do a freaking Twitch thing for this.
Ooh, shots. You're lucky he can't hear you.
What did he say?
I feel like
He's throwing shots at you, Stump.
if
Fine.
we're
You can
gonna
hear me?
do a live show, we gotta do a little bit more marketing beforehand.
Hold up.
Yep.
Here's the first one, whatever. Yeah, I agree, Jacob. Maybe not. We're live right now. You're 30 minutes.
I need to put it on my planner. I need some time to get ready for this. Need to do my exercises. Do some scales.
Yeah, I do that every day.
Where'd Troy go?
What about the Bear?
Hello?
Bah, bah,
Hello,
bah,
Troy.
bah.
Oh, what's up, Stephen Rudden in the chat? How we doing, Stephen with a V? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, our CEO can't pull it off. He tried medicine, didn't have any problems going live earlier this week.
Polar music hasn't either. Sheesh, except for we haven't done it, but still.
Man.
All right, for all those viewers out there, we got a couple 100,000 on the tube.
You can mute yourself again on that.
Fuck you. Make sure you look up Polar Music. Go watch that interview.
Oh, and there he goes. He got muted. The boss muted him.
I feel like it'd be pretty cool. Like, I don't know. Maybe Instagram Live would actually be better because we could actually
If we could
do
connect
it
it properly, yeah.
through our account.
All right, you boys ready?
Yo,
Pitter
put
patter.
Steven's comment up there, man.
What?
Put Steven's comment up on the screen. Let's talk about it.
Dude, let me just. I only saw the WTF.
Yo.
Is that what we're talking about?
Can
Yeah,
we
you
just talk,
edit.
Austin?
Jacob, yeah, we can just talk. We can talk
how do
about
you
that
see
sweet
Steven's
fucking tourney dub that we got a couple weeks
Oh, is
ago.
I always talk about that.
That's a good one.
Hold up.
Yo, Steven, let me know what you think about the freaking soccer cut.
Austin, children can watch this.
Let me know, Steven. Let me know.
Yeah, they shouldn't. This hat, courtesy of Stephen Rudden. He sent it for Christmas. So if you like it, become Stephen's friend, and maybe he'll send you one.
All right, you boys
I
ready?
wish, man.
Let's get it.
Let's
Steven's
get
not responding
it.
to my post. Or not my post.
All right, everyone mute yourselves. We're about to start this shit.
Did you share it somewhere?
Dude, I texted it to you like 30 minutes ago.
I'm not talking about text. Did you put it on Instagram? Because I can read.
Yeah, I put it on Instagram like 3 times today.
On which one?
Media.
This isn't going to work, Troy.
Wow, what's wrong?
You are just lagging. Like, it's your job to lag.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It keeps fucking connecting to tell my Wi-Fi ever.
It should be fine. Ricky and I are connected to it. Try connecting to that. Thanks, Steven. We love you.
Can't hear you, Richie. Oh,
You couldn't hear me through Troy?
nope. Troy's lagging again.
Oh my god. The kid. Yo, tell me how my eyes look.
Beautiful.
Like you haven't washed the crust out of them in a while.
Supposed to do that?
Never seen such deep blues before.
Oh my
All right.
god. That's
I'm on my
worse.
hotspot now.
Jeez, waiting on the CEO, huh?
Yeah, well, I pushed the boundaries. I found new things instead of.
Yeah, you're
instead of
breaking
ignoring,
up.
So
Yeah,
really,
still lagging.
I'm just gonna fucking go home.
My god. So cranky.
It's still lagging.
Well, now you're all right.
Yeah. Say a full sentence.
Am I all right?
Yeah, you're frozen.
You should cut this
I'm
up,
frozen,
though.
I'm all right.
Well, simple sentence. It's 2 seconds long.
Checking to see if I'm frozen or if this is okay. Is this a long enough sentence to see if this is fine? Is this a long enough sentence or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Am I fine?
We'll
For our
persevere.
standards, yeah. Later, you're going to be trying to edit it, and you're going to be like, "Fuck this fucking
I'm
motherfucker!"
not editing it. This is why I'm doing it. I'm not editing it. It's just gonna automatically upload to YouTube. It saves me so much time.
No, I know, but when you're editing the audio,
I'm not editing the audio.
You're not just gonna post this whole soundbite?
Yep.
Audio. You don't edit audio. You don't put transitions or anything in it.
Nope. And thanks
mean,
guys for
you could
getting me. Thanks
at
for giving me those
least
promos, guys. I appreciate Deep Fried Medicine and Polar Music after I gave you 12 hours notice.
You said we do it tonight. I was in New York today.
Would I have to hold your hand to do it? I mean, we didn't get it
I
done.
thought
So.
you were. Oh my god.
Listen,
I'm a
buddy,
fucking-
at least we're making fucking podcasts. Yell at the other people in
You
this
want-
company.
Yeah, you want everyone else to do everything else. You might have to
Settle,
touch something up
settle.
there, Troy. You might have
All right,
to
you
touch
ready?
something up. I'm sorry.
How can I
Troy,
cut up your voice? I
You
need
just fucking
your
record it in
voice.
one take and then post it.
I need your
Troy.
voice to do it.
Austin,
Yeah, but I
you're
thought we were
cut
going to do it
at
on
the
this
beginning.
recording. I thought we were going to do it in this, like at the end.
No.
Make sure to listen to Deep Fried Medicine every Thursday at 8 a.m. coming to your podcast. Check it out on Spotify and Apple.
All right, sure, we're starting.
Why am I looking at this space
Fuck
thing
the
now?
NRA.
What? Sure, yeah, Austin's dying.
Hopefully you mark this for explicit
That's a
language.
good start. This is better than the normal podcast starts.
Just a picture of outer space.
Oh my god, Austin. All right, you guys ready? Everyone has to mute themselves though until they come in.
Okay.
Why'd you just show your face?
All right. This is Can We Just Talk, the podcast and YouTube series where it doesn't matter if you're living under a rock. We'll fill you in on the past week's biggest, weirdest, and most impactful stories, headlines, and developments in a nice casual conversation. Set your volume and settle in, because coming to you from a random basement in New Jersey, this is Can We Just Talk. Welcome in. We got a jam-packed episode, first live streamed episode in the series. After some technical issues, I think we're all good to go. I think we're ready to get started here. Troy DiSavino in studio as usual. Richie Welbrock, Austin DiSavino, Jacob Berg, all coming in remote. Hopefully we can get this going for you, and we are happy to have any of our watchers or viewers at the moment. We've got Stephen Rudden already checking us out, telling Richie to have a good job. He's already getting a little angry, though, so I don't know what's going on with him. But we got a lot to get to tonight. On the agenda, we've got a new age game of the classic traditional game of catch, throwing the baseball around. I don't know if there's a funny story that came out today in the New York Times. The NRA has declared bankruptcy in New York City, so a lot to get there. Science in the White House, new president's being set there, as well as apparently Joe Biden's got to get rid of the Peloton, and it's for national security purposes only. I didn't know he used the Peloton, but he's staying in shape in his late 70s, so good for him. But we got a lot to get to. Guys, how are we all today?
Doing great. Happy Friday. We made it through the week. 2 weeks into 2021. Country's not completely on fire. That's a win.
Ready to get after it.
Ditto.
All right. There
Chill,
you go,
bro.
guys. We are a talk podcast, so I'm glad to see you guys are all super talkative as we bring that one in. But
Yes, sir.
we have a interesting story that popped up on my timeline today. I don't know if you guys saw this, that there was an apparent game of catch that made headlines. I wanted to start off with a happy story. This one was taking place out in Dallas, Texas. Apparently a man late in his late 70s, around 76 years old. Apparently he's had an itch to have a game of catch. He didn't have anyone around him. So his wife went on an app called Neighborhood. It's kind of like Facebook. And she put it out there. She's like, hey, my husband really wants to have a game of catch with someone. Can please someone throw the baseball with him? Immediately following that, they got some local people in their neighborhood, no one that they had met. But they got a game of catch together. And I kind of just wanted to start on this because it was a happy story. It shows what what you can use the internet for, the good things. But the guy's 76 years old. He connected with some guys in high school with a couple high school baseball players, a guy in his mid-20s who was trying to figure out what to do in life. Very happy story to start out, and it tells you what the power of baseball is.
Yeah. Until man's COVID for touching the same ball that everyone else on the field does and dies. I just don't understand.
A really heartwarming story, Troy, to start it off, and a really great take, Austin. I mean, I agree that those people are all going to die. You're right.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I just don't feel like this is smart. I don't think this is a smart thing to do for a 76-year-old man during a national pandemic.
He got his vaccine.
Listen, this dude,
he got his vaccine.
He's throwing 70. Easy.
So if everyone else got the vaccine,
I can throw 80, 90. He can throw 70 probably.
So it didn't say anywhere in it that he was like throwing the baseball and he would like lick his throwing hand. So he should be like, okay, as long as he washes his hands after, he's probably fine. But it was a good risk. Yeah.
I mean, isn't that how you throw a curveball?
No, it is. It is a nice story, and I'm just poking some. Well, it's not poking fun. It is a real concern, but it's a nice story, and like you said, it's the power of social media. And I always found that I was weird because I never say play catch. I just say have a catch. I never say play catch. It's not a game. You're just throwing a ball back and forth.
What do you say when you get a bloody nose?
You got a bloody nose?
No, Austin.
Oh.
Because he says have a catch instead of play catch. You know what I mean?
I play a bloody nose.
Well, Jacob, thoughts on this? You ever go onto the neighborhood app and just say, hey, anyone want to go throw a baseball with me? And you met like 8 random strangers at the local park?
No, I have never been on the neighborhood app. Only had 1 year of youth baseball, so that was pretty quickly traded in for something with a little bit more running. But I did think this story was a nice story. I think that, one of the things that I liked that the article pointed out was kind of, to me, it's kind of resiliency or, ways that humans are just going to try to look to move forward. I think there was one point in the article where, of course, the news reporter's talking to them and they say, the president's getting impeached right now. And that guy was just like, yeah, well, whatever. We don't care. We just kind of want to throw a baseball. And yeah, it's kind of a silly story, a silly thing. But to me, it does go to show kind of the ways that, I think that, humanity and I guess Americans too can bounce back and try to move forward from some of the turmoil, from some of the, conflict that politics and elections and all that brings, even some simple things like playing catch, getting outside, getting away from some of these, things that can stress you out or distract you. I think that can be a nice thing.
Yeah, I think that was the real aspect I went after when picking this story out. It was kind of nice to put, the seriousness on pause for a second. Everything that's been happening over the past week in the nation's capital has been very, very, sad and serious, and it's been tough to watch. But, it was nice to see like America's pastime take a place, and people just kind of pause things for a second and go outside, throw the baseball around. And these are just complete strangers too. I mean, the 76-year-old, his wife went on the app. She was like, my husband wants to have a catch, but I can't throw the baseball with him. So would anyone be willing to meet up and throw the baseball for a little bit? And, like you said, Jake, I mean, even in the interview, they're like, we don't really want to talk about that stuff. We kind of just want to throw the baseball around and, have a good time. But, these are kind of it was almost like a breakfast club type of thing. Yeah. Everyone who went there was just complete strangers. They had a good time together. And I'm sure this will be something they remember for a long time because it's in the middle of a pandemic and they just kind of got together and put things on pause for a second.
Can I backtrack my original sentiment that may have been a little cynical, but do have real worries, but I do, I agree with you guys. I think this is a really nice thing. I think having a game of catch or having a catch with someone else, there's an unspoken language that happens. It's kind of a beautiful thing when you're throwing back and forth with someone for a certain period of time. There's a conversation that happens that you could never put into words. You'd never be able to write it down. You'd never be able to say it out loud. But there really is something about just throwing some rawhide into some leather. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a football, even if it's a baseball, if it's an old friend, or if it's someone new, there's something special about it. And I take back my cynicism from the very beginning. I'm still just a little bit spicy at CEO Troy, and I'll shake that for the rest of the episode. But Jake, I think you said it very well. Wanting to move forward, and I think hopefully the next 4 years and just moving forward, unity and community can be main threads that run through a lot of what we do. I know I'm going to come down to the basement and kick both of you guys in the fucking throat.
Why?
Are you laughing?
No, Richie's laughing because I'm playing on my iPad at the same time, and he's like, "Why do you have an iPad next to your computer?"
Well, I want to know.
It's not always about you.
had
Oh my
The
god!
same lights.
Well, if you listen to my last episode, you would know why I get nervous about that. You
Troy,
guys,
I'm seeing some lights behind you. I'd just like to show here in the studio where I'm located.
It breaks the entire. Okay, you happy
You
with
broke
that?
the fourth wall. That's
All
not
right,
allowed.
You're fine. Let's yes. And yeah, it's I think I'm glad that you came around on it, Austin. You see the value in putting things on pause for a second. And listen, I mean, sure, yeah, it could be dangerous, but the guy said, I just want to throw the baseball. I want to take. This is the person who has the age involved in it. And yeah, but he also just got the vaccine after this too. So he understood the risk.
Pass it on to others.
And the
But
photos, the people are wearing masks. A baseball, as long as you don't catch the baseball and then touch your face, yeah, you should be fine. You're wearing a glove. You're throwing the ball.
I got my glove right here. That's the sound of America. That's the sound of America healing. That's what that is.
It was a good time because it's like you think about America, you think about barbecue, you think about the red, white, and blue, the stripes, the stars, and you think about baseball. And baseball is a really important thing, but we're in the off season, and while the nation's in crisis, this is nice to think about baseball still finding a way, even going out into the local park and having a catch with complete strangers, and how it can bring people together. I guarantee those people who were hanging out, throwing the ball around, had very different standpoints and very different views on a lot of different things. At the end of the day, it didn't matter. They wanted to throw a baseball around, and they did that, and they had a good time.
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole conversation. It's a language of love.
Yes, it is. It really is, and it's there's a reason. While baseball, the MLB is struggling a little bit right now. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It's nice to see how people still value it. Even if it's not the most popular game with what's happening right now. I mean, I know viewership for the MLB is down a lot, but at the end of the day, it really still matters to a lot of people. So it's nice to see that it still has a place in the heart of a lot of Americans. So yeah, like I said, I kind of wanted to start on a nice, happy starting point. I'm glad, Austin, you came around on it a little bit. You see the value in it.
I just hope they were safe. Is that so bad? I hope they were safe.
They were safe. It doesn't say anywhere they weren't safe.
So yeah, I guess I
think the New York Times. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good. All right. Well, we'll get to the gloomy one. I'm afraid we're going to come up on this one if we have a problem with throwing a baseball on the start. But this one's from Reuters. Brace yourselves, people. The NRA on Friday filed for bankruptcy, a sudden development that could help the gun rights group escape a lawsuit by New York's Attorney General seeking a dissolution. And this isn't a sign that the NRA is failing. This is a strategic move by them. They're trying to regroup and go to places that work a lot better for them. They don't have a lot of support in New York. So the NRA filed for Chapter 11 protection in federal bankruptcy court in Dallas, and Senate plans to reincorporate in Texas to escape a corrupt political and regulatory environment in New York, where it is now incorporated. Texas, there's a quote from the article, and the NRA. Texas values the contributions of the NRA, celebrates our law-abiding members, and joins us as a partner in upholding a constitutional freedom. In case you're not familiar, the NRA is the National Rifle Association of America. They have been heavily involved in politics and lobbying in the past, so kind of a timely discussion. But the NRA was sued in August by New York Attorney General James, who accused Lapierre, who is with the NRA, and other senior leaders of self-dealing and mismanagement, and said the group's activities violated state law governing nonprofits. The big takeaway for me is I forgot the NRA is considered a nonprofit.
And they're also considered in some places they're considered a terrorist organization, like in San Francisco.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So the CEO of the NRA made nearly $4 million last year. There's a lot of very highly paid employees with the NRA. I don't know what nonprofit type. Why do they need to fundraise for the NRA? I don't really understand it.
So it's not necessarily fundraising. There's different aspects to being a nonprofit. Like the NFL at one point was a nonprofit. You don't pay taxes on your income. So and they also, there's people. It also acts as a lobbyist organization. It's possible. I'm not fully up to snuff on everything NRA, but with some NPOs, depending on how they're set up, it can be a lobbyist organization. So if they're lobbyists, they can collect funds for a certain cause, and they don't have to pay taxes on those funds.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy that the NRA is allowed to get the flashlight out of my face. Jeez. Jacob, your thoughts on what's going on with the NRA?
Yeah, I thought this was a tactical, but a logically tactical move. Of course, if they're facing suit in any state, they're going to try to avoid it as best they can. And, if that also means moving from New York, seen as probably second most liberal after California, somewhere up there, and moving from there to Texas, I'm sure that will invigorate their supporters as well. Just getting back to what Austin was saying, with a lot of things like a non-for-profit, they also have, limits in the amount of profits that they can carry over from year to year, which can be good and can be bad. I mean, the article did mention that they, in the trial, the New York, I think it was the Attorney General, alleged that a lot of the spending had been done fraudulently, where they were kind of, moving money back into their own pockets. I'm looking forward to, and I hope they do get to do an investigation, because I do think, especially if they recognize as a nonprofit organization and avoid tax liability, that they should be following all applicable rules there. So I am looking forward to seeing if that actually goes through.
And to keep in mind what the NRA is all about, the group put out a statement saying it would continue to defend its members' constitutional rights under the Second Amendment, which guarantees the right to keep and bear arms. So, that's like the mission statement almost. That's what they're trying to do. That's what their goal is. They see what is happening in America, and they believe that their rights are being infringed upon by not being able to have the same type of gun rights as they would hope so, or they're afraid of more gun policies coming into place of what U.S. citizens are allowed to own, what they're allowed to bear. So, that's what they're really going after. And it makes sense that this place would, really move more of their operation to a state like Texas that has much more lenient gun laws than a place like New York. So, yeah, like Jacob, you said, it's a very tactical move. They're avoiding a lawsuit involved. Now they're heading down to Texas, where they have a much warmer welcome. Keep in mind, Texas is getting a little less red. We saw in election trends. So Texas is kind of losing a swing there. And you see a lot of people moving from blue states like California over to Texas. So I don't know how much longer the NRA is going to be a welcome sight in a place like Texas, especially in the cities.
Forever. It will be forever.
That's what they thought about Georgia. And Georgia swung blue. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, and I think there's certain positions that, and I, it's going to be interesting to see. And it's just interesting when anyone or any organization, no matter what it is, so firmly roots itself in the Constitution that was written so long ago in such a different world, and it doesn't leave it open to full interpretation. And I'm pretty sure the writers of the Constitution wanted it rewritten every certain amount of years. I know that's not laws, that's not what we're supposed to do, but it's supposed to be a living, breathing document that we should, in theory, intelligently apply to the world that we live in, not the world that it was written in. And it'll be interesting to see. I can't get too into detail on. I'm not as up to snuff on the NRA as I might want to be. And Jacob, it sounds like you know a little bit more about why they're filing bankruptcy. It allows them to move probably without having to pay certain things. It's a strategic corporate move. I think a lot of companies do that pretty often. But it's headline catching because it has NRA and bankruptcy in the same headline. So
to that point, the NRA put out a statement saying they are as financially strong as we have been in years. So this is purely
they should be able to file bankruptcy and do whatever they want. Yeah. How is the system set up like that?
Because they know how to. They have lawyers that cost a lot of money, and they know how to work the rules, work the system. And there's a reason that this nonprofit is able to pay their CEO $4 million a year. Damn. So this is like the least nonprofit that you'll ever. I mean, it's weird that this can file as a nonprofit to me in the first place. I don't really understand, but so they're doing fine. If you're an NRA supporter, you're doing fine. And this whole bankruptcy, like the NRA is doing financially fine, apparently, as it has been in years. So I don't know. It's like you said, it wasn't an eye-catching thing. You see NRA filing bankruptcy, you're like, oh, what's going on over there? But realistically, it's them just kind of dodging and eluding a lawsuit that could have really done a lot of damage to them. And now they're getting out of that. They're relocating to a place that is more welcome to them, and they should be fine. But yeah, not good. But on the better side of things, we can move over to a bit of a better story. This one's coming from Stat. So there is a new ad. I sent it over to everyone. Does anyone kind of want to explain this one? I know, Jacob, usually I throw you over the science ones. Did you see this?
A new ad to the Biden administration, or are you talking about advertisement?
No, new ad to the Biden administration.
Okay, I was like, what advertisement did you send over?
Yeah, that's what I
thought. Getting some strange comments here, guys.
What's going on? Oh boy, we got a lot of comments.
This Gary DiSavino fellow.
That's weird.
Sammy Slytherin says hi, Jacob.
If he finds out you like did that and posted on his behalf, Richie, he'll freak
Scoot
out.
Your camera closer. Bird's too good looking to be so far from the camera. I
posted as Richard Waldron. That's me. You did that.
Sammy also said hi, Austin. So, and she also says her audio sounds amazing. So thank you.
We do have fans after all.
Look at the CEO. The CEO that Austin is so mad at because I call him out on his bullshit. I apologize.
Call me out? What do you call me out on?
He was so mad at me. He was yelling at a 76-year-old man because he wanted to throw a baseball. That's how mad he got because I was harassing him before the show started. I realized if you want to see me harass Austin before the show starts, it's going to be the first 20 minutes of this episode on YouTube because we went live to show what the entire process looked like. So make sure to check that out. You can kind of see what it kind of looks like. You can see how I escalated Austin's temper and the boiling point of yelling at a 76-year-old man. But we're all back now. Austin,
I'm sorry that I was questioning the safety during a fucking global pandemic.
You can't come out here.
What?
Hey, you leave him alone.
I'll come down there. Don't make me come down there.
Austin, you're fine with Chris going out to call a basketball game, but you're not fine with that 76-year-old man? It's because he's in Texas and Chris is in New Jersey?
No, that's not what I'm – all I did was question the safety. I'm sorry that questioning safety makes people so defensive.
No, that was just from an older one in that. I just
no, Sammy.
It's from this minute. It's from 10-11. It's 10-11 right now.
Shots at Austin.
All right, Jacob, I gave you some time there. Do you want to fill us in on Biden's ad?
Yeah, you got it. So basically, Biden nominated his director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy. It's going to be Eric Lander, who's definitely probably some bigwig, pretty well-educated guy. And I think one of the big things in the article was that he's also going to sit on the cabinet for Biden. Biden put out a couple statements about, how important science will be for his administration. It's definitely it's an expected move. I think obviously he's going for his base here, and a lot of the science community, I feel, has been offended by some of the actions and statements from the Trump administration. So I definitely looked for him to kind of take that and run with it here. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to say, look, this is how we're going to run things. We're going to try to change things around. And I don't know. I don't really know much about the pick himself, but I'll let somebody else give their thoughts.
It's nice to see that we're like going back to science. I think, there's a large portion of Americans in this country who just didn't want to believe in science for the past several months to a year. So to see, an actual scientist who knows, more about this type of information than most people in the country, it's nice to see he has such a prominent spot in our government. So it's encouraging to see that we're taking these right steps already. Hopefully we can prepare for more things to come in the future with these type of people providing their insight to President Joe Biden. So I thought it was an encouraging story to see. And yeah, kind of historical. So the quote was, science will always be at the forefront of my administration, says Joe Biden in his statement. And these world-renowned scientists will ensure everything we do is grounded in science, facts, and truth. The past 4 years, I don't mean to get too political, but the past year, it's been like, inject bleach into your arm if you want to cure COVID. It's been like masks don't do anything. So I'm happy to see these things come to light. It's nice to see that we start to believe in science again, and we have an administration that's good with using science as a, as a fact, not an opinion.
I think. Austin, were you gonna go? I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, Jacob. Go ahead, go for it.
I was just gonna add. I think one really cool.
Go for it. I'm joking.
One really cool thing about this pick is that he actually has a lot of experience in genetic sciences. I believe his company was working on CRISPR stuff and a lot of different type of technologies that I think really push the button. They're really next level futuristic things that, right now we're just dreaming of for the future. And so I think it'll be interesting and actually really good for that sort of knowledge to be in government, because some of these types of emergent technologies don't have a lot of legislation, understanding, or agreement on how they should be treated, either ethically or legally. So it could be a really cool thing just to have, and an important thing to have someone with that type of knowledge serve for the federal government. And it's too bad we don't have Sammy on this episode. I'm sure she would out-science me, but we'll have to do with that.
Yeah, it's a cool glass of water in a long desert, a long, dry, hot desert right now, because it's just been so frustrating. Put me on the same. All right, I got my soapbox now. It's been frustrating to see over the past 4 years how, when presented with facts, opinions are leading rather than facts. And science doesn't give a shit about what we think. Science is going to move forward, whether we like it or not. And there's things that we like and we go along with, and things that we don't like that we need to learn to go along with. And whether that's like learning, hey, I need to eat healthier, or hey, I need to change my diet, I need to change my routine, I need to get more sleep at night, even though I don't want to go to sleep earlier. It's like science doesn't give a shit about any of that. And I just hope, I want to be hopeful that this person that's put in charge can start crafting that rhetoric that is so needed, because it's just been so frustrating to see people, not like, COVID doesn't care if we believe in it. That's not how it works. It doesn't care if we're done with it. If we want to go play catch in the fucking park with 40 other people, it doesn't care if that's what our wants are. COVID exists. Things like this exist. Global warming, climate change, all that stuff exists. We need to recognize that at a certain point, we need to recognize that other people are going to know a lot more than us. And we need to let the people that are smarter on those subjects be the thought leaders. And it's just, I'm hopeful. It's good to see that, whether you like the people in charge, whether you agree with them or not, there's certain things that we all need to agree on. And facts is one of them. And I hope that this is writing the course and moving things forward. It's like fire is hot. And if you don't think fire is hot, you're still going to burn your hand if you put it in the stove, or on the stove. So it's good to see. I hope that the rest of the cabinet is filled out with reasonable people. And I think especially coming after the presidency that just existed, or the desecration of the office of president that just happened for the last 4 years, I just hope that what they do is not in an aggressive tone. It's not in a demeaning tone. It's it's a way that can put unity around facts and unity around certain aspects that don't need to be politicized, like disease or wearing a piece of cloth over your face. Don't even get me started. If you think the government wants to control you, wait till you find out about state taxes or federal taxes or the laws around seatbelts or getting driver's licenses or anything. It's just ridiculous to me. So anyway, science needs to be fully believed in. I saw a guy in New York City today pick up a cigarette off the ground that someone had just thrown there and start smoking it. And it's like, we need more science and more knowledge and more facts in this world, because if that's going to keep happening, COVID's never going away.
Well, that guy was homeless, right?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Boston was assuming he's homeless. I mean,
I didn't say homeless. You guys said homeless.
You told me he was homeless.
You said homeless. All right, listen. I just would like to say, as kind of a science fan myself, I'm very happy about our leaders looking towards the facts and towards the people who work so hard to put out the truth,
Yeah, it's true. It's right. You're right, Richie.
What's your Richie, what was your favorite science fair project from the 8th grade science fair? Or what did you do? Do you remember?
I think I made a mechanical pencil that you can take the top eraser part, and when the eraser runs low, from erasing, it flips around, and then there's another eraser on this side. So essentially, it didn't make any sense because you can always just take the eraser out.
How'd you do on the project?
Oh, I did pretty good.
You did well.
I don't want to brag or anything.
Jacob, you remember? Jacob, you remember what we did for 7th grade?
I do remember.
You remember how dumb it was?
We tested to see if room temperature water versus cold water versus water that's been in the fridge, what would boil faster?
And what boiled faster?
The warmest one, of course.
I don't know.
The one that was already warm. That's
remember.
what one boiled faster.
No,
I mean,
faster, you idiot.
With the question that we were trying to answer, which one boils faster, warm water or cold water? Of course, the warm water. But my dad was like, "Hey, this would be a good idea. This is this is a very controversial topic." I was like, "Okay, it's not a controversial topic."
You know what? No, that actually is good, because growing up, maybe it's because we have the same. Also, we had the father that told us that limes were just not ripe lemons. So maybe that was we should have seen that as hey, maybe we shouldn't take it. But growing up, I was always told to use cold water to boil because it was less dirty or something like that. And then I watched Gordon Ramsay just yell at this one person, and he was like, why isn't the water boiling? And she was like, oh, it was cold. And she's like, why? He's like, why didn't you use hot? And she's like, I thought cold water boiled faster. And he's like, you're a fucking stupid sandwich.
That's what I'm saying. I'm tired. I'm afraid of people telling me that, because I don't know why I believe that for a second. I mean, I'll hide Gary DiSavino's comment, because he's the one who lied to me about that.
So, do you guys have something like that? You're all getting older. You're not as old and decrepit and cynical as me, but is there something that you learned later on in life and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm just learning this now? I can start if you want to give you a second. For whatever reason, I don't know who told me. I can probably guess who told me. I was well into my 20s. I didn't know sweet potatoes are a separate vegetable from potatoes. I thought sweet potatoes were potatoes soaked in molasses. I didn't know that they were like real vegetables, and I don't know where I learned that. I said that to my now wife, and she was just like, "What the hell is wrong with you? Who are you?" Do you guys have something like that?
That's not too surprising. I've seen Austin. I challenged him to a game of tic-tac-toe once, and he held the pencil in a fist like this the entire time, and I was a little confused about that. But now knowing the whole potato situation, also Gary DiSavino is really commenting a lot today.
I have one. I have one. So you know the song Funky Town?
Yes.
Well, until I was like 10 years old, I thought that song was about New Hope, Pennsylvania, because our father told us it was about New Hope, Pennsylvania, because he called it Funky Town. So I was like, why do they write a song? And why is there a popular song about this random town on the border of Pennsylvania and New Jersey? So Austin, it's kind of concerning. It's concerning that you thought sweet potatoes and potatoes are the same thing, and you thought limes and lemons were the same thing. So you were really getting killed on the produce and the vegetable area.
The story about limes
bananas and squashes, very different.
No, but the story about limes and lemons, I learned through watching Lucas get absolutely dunked on at Chili's. It was when we were like,
I was there.
Yeah. Lucas was like, they were like, oh, we're out of lemons. And Lucas was like, well, these limes are going to be ripe in a couple days and we'll have more lemons. And everyone's like, what? And Lucas is like, yeah, right, Austin? And I'm like reading the room and I'm like, nah,
no, you pretend like you have no idea what he's talking about. Idiot.
Jacob, do you have something like that you learned later on in life?
I don't have anything good. I can't think of anything.
No, okay, this is not true. No, wait, you want to hear this? You want to hear the actual story of this? I'll expose Sammy. Sammy is a STEM major. Sammy is a STEM major, and she's not here to defend herself on this one. And I don't know how it came up.
Don't attack her. Don't attack her. What happened to Richie?
What happened to Richie?
What happened?
You left. Well, we can still hear you, but come back because you.
Can you hear me?
I don't know.
Oh, because I'm coming out of there.
Yeah. Just come back in.
It doesn't happen on Deep Fried Medicine.
Let me tell you. Well, you can't live stream Deep Fried Medicine, so
yeah, we live streamed on Tuesday.
So let me tell you what happened here. Sammy's a STEM major. She goes to a great university, a great program, and Sammy didn't know why the moon lit up. She thought the moon was like getting lit up from like behind, like this, like the sun was lighting it up through the sun. The moon was getting lit up through the. What are you doing? So pretty much, I had to explain to her how. What are you doing, Richie? Freaking me out, man. This is what I have to look at, and I don't know why there's an echo somewhere. So I need someone to close out their YouTube or something in the background. I don't know if that was somewhere in the stream. All right. I had to explain to Sammy that the moon is lit up because the sun is like shining on the moon and the earth is in between the moon and the sun. And that's why you have like crescent moons and it's different shapes. So, but yeah, Sammy is in her.
They don't
Sammy's
teach
in
that.
Sammy's in her third year as a STEM student in science.
What are they going to go over that in Intro to Sociology?
We go over that in like freshman year of high school. So.
Yes, I agree with you, Sammy. Troy likes to mansplain the moon, and I would like to say that
a lot of things.
Jacob's favorite meal at the house growing up was fried chicken, but we never served.
We never had fried chicken.
So what was that? What is that story?
Jacob,
it was me not knowing what chicken cutlet was.
Oh.
So here we go. There's my story. I found out way too late what chicken cutlet was. It looks kind of like
it's fried chicken. You fry it in oil. It's just not
just in a different shape, you know.
No.
Yes.
Fried chicken like from Jacob was thinking like fried chicken from KFC. That's like
if you don't know what a cutlet of chicken cutlet is, what else would you call it? It's fried.
But the story was like, Jacob, what meal? Because you eat dinner over here all the time. What's like the most eaten meal you've had over here? And Jacob confidently is like, definitely fried chicken. And we're like, Jacob, we've never served fried chicken in this house once. What are you talking about? And then Jacob found out what chicken cutlets were. So I don't know how that has anything to do with science, but
To be fair, I don't think I've ever eaten just like fried chicken,
What?
like KFC. Like
What?
the, you know,
What?
I've
No,
never
you
had
never
like fried chicken like that. I had like sandwiches, but not like on the bone, like you just get it in a box.
you never had fried chicken from like KFC or Popeyes or like
No.
ShopRite?
you're 20,
Yeah, I feel
you're
like you've
22 years
definitely
old and you've
had,
never had
Jacob.
that?
There's
You
no
go to
way
school
you
in the
have it.
Midwest.
There's no shot.
You're pissing off Gary.
Nope.
What?
Never had fried chicken. I've had it, but just not like in that format. Like I love fried chicken sandwiches, but
No,
just
that's not
I
the
never
same.
had
That's
it.
not the
Like
same.
I know.
You never just gnawed into a leg of fried chicken, greasy, or like gone into the fridge the next day and eaten cold fried chicken. Like not low key. The fried chicken from ShopRite slaps, and like I'm not an expert on fried chicken, so I could be absolutely wrong, but I think it's really good.
I'm down to go to KFC later.
I
Richie
will
will be
out,
outside. Just pick him up.
Uh,
He'll be outside. Jacob, I can't believe you haven't had it. But yes, culinary science. Jacob doesn't know what fried chicken is. Sammy doesn't know why the moon is lit up. Austin doesn't know that potatoes and sweet potatoes are different. I thought Funky Town was a song about New Hope, and Richie's perfect, and he didn't. What did you say anything?
I couldn't think of anything.
Wow.
I feel like
Oh, wait,
we all
no.
have those.
Richie until 2 weeks ago thought that the entire NFL football stadium would only hold like 2,000 people.
That's
So,
not true.
it's a
That
weekly
was
occurrence
just
with
an
Richie.
example.
He just tries to forget.
Hyperbole. It's all recorded. You can go look.
Thank
Jacob, if you need any
Gary.
recommendations,
ShopRite
chicken is
banging.
That's how you knew when Dad
Richie
made
get you
lunches.
that. Richie get you that employee discount, right?
That's
No, I will not. That's illegal,
that's-
Troy.
That's how you could tell when Dad made lunches or when Mom made lunches. When you open up your lunch and it was just like fried chicken, cold fried chicken in a Ziploc bag. It was like, oh, Dad made lunch today.
Your parents made you lunch.
I was gonna say your parents made you lunch.
Yeah, so they used the love on me and Lucas before you got there.
Oh, all right. Well,
Your parents
guys,
loved you too.
I want to
Dang, my parents.
I wanna get
Wow,
to the
that's a good one. Richie didn't know you have to clean toilets. I don't think he knows that yet.
I want to give you guys the next story here. I thought this was funny. I like to hate on this company sometimes because I think their service is very interesting. Everyone's familiar with the Peloton bike, right? The Peloton is.
Unfortunately.
You're not. Oh, you're not, or you are.
No, I said unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you are aware of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Room.
We need to know what's so unfortunate about this.
Why do you hate these bikes, Austin? Why?
So Peloton, having a Peloton is just a really, really expensive way of saying you only drink Starbucks coffee and you drive Mercedes.
I thought you just supported Starbucks last week.
I do, but not as a sole beverage. Like I
You're gonna
guarantee,
piss Sammy off now.
I guarantee if someone has I like Starbucks. I'm saying if you have a Peloton, listen to the words coming out of my mouth, Troy. I said if you have a Peloton, it's a really expensive way of saying you only drink Starbucks coffee. Just like having a Hummer is a really expensive way of saying you only wear Ed Hardy t-shirts, okay? It's the same thing.
Hold on.
Hot take. I'm honestly a little blown away. I just don't know what to say.
I'm not going to come on this anymore. I'm not going to
Breaking news.
Austin hates Starbucks. We'll leave
Austin,
that.
I like Starbucks.
I like Starbucks too.
I've been texting Sammy about Starbucks all week.
I like Starbucks. What can I say? So here's the story. Before we lose Austin, because he's gonna get mad and leave us.
We can't see
Peloton?
Gary's emojis.
What's that?
We can't see Gary's emojis in chat. They're just coming
Why
up
not?
as boxes.
Oh, you did too much this time. Ooh.
Oh my
Oof.
god.
Oh, he's gone. He left. This is what Gary
Cyberbullying.
has to say about it. Uh-oh.
Dang. And I think Richie Welbrock, I think, said
Wait, did Austin just
Pog.
Okay. So here's the story. We'll wrap it up after this one. Joe Biden may need to get some new exercise equipment. This is CNBC reporting this one. President-elect Joe Biden may have to ditch his Peloton or modify some of its features, according to Popular Mechanics report. The popular stationary bike connects to the internet and includes a camera and a microphone that could create a risk of being hacked. Peloton has seen a surge in demand during the pandemic as Americans look for a safer alternative to the gym and invest in exercise equipment at their home. So, breaking news, Joe Biden does like the Peloton. I'm kind of with Austin. I just kind of wanted to hear his thoughts on it, about why he doesn't like Peloton. I think Peloton is a money pit. I think it's, first of all, you have to spend money to get the Peloton. It's really, it's thousands of dollars to get. Or you could pay like $60 a month for the equipment. On top of that, you have to pay like $50 a month for like the streaming service to get the videos, and so the person comes to your room live every single week. But it's just such a money pit because you pay thousands of dollars for it, and then you pay thousands of dollars a year for it for the service itself. Meanwhile, you could get on a bike and go outside and ride a bike, or you could just get a bike without one of those fancy screens for like $200.
How old is Joe Biden?
He's like 75.
Okay,
Same age.
The man needs to stay away from a Peloton and stick to taking brisk walks outside, okay? Like, put on your Velcro shoes and do a lap around the White House. You don't need to be on a Peloton getting hyped up by Brycer or Carson or Diamond or whatever these instructors' names are. Joe Biden, focus on repairing the country. Get off the Peloton.
He's not in the country. He's not running it yet. He's not the president.
Well, whatever. Then that's why he didn't win in 2016.
Physical health is important. There's a lot of reports saying, your mind is clear when you exercise.
And not at 76. You don't need to be doing.
You don't exercise when you're 76 years old?
What?
You don't have to exercise anymore once you're 76?
Yeah, you do. It's called a brisk walk. You eat some dry toast with no butter, maybe some marmalade. You have some tea to set your bowels for the rest of the day, and you go fix the goddamn country. I don't care about your fucking Peloton, Joe Biden. Fix the country.
Jacob, thoughts on the Peloton? Old men can't throw a baseball, and you also can't ride a bike. Get inside, old man. Oh my gosh, Jacob.
It's been a long week.
It was an interesting story to get us back on track a little bit here. I did think it was pretty interesting. I thought pretty logical. I mean, obviously, anything that the president comes in contact with is going to have to be secured. If you've ever been to any of the places where a president may go, or people of power in our government where they go, there are definitely policies on not only cell phones, but also any other device that connects to the internet. And I think it makes sense when we're talking about for the president's safety. And I think, Troy, to your point, I'm sure that the Secret Service is also just trying to save him, $60 a month just to get those videos of somebody telling him, come on, you got this. Like, no, you can do it. You can motivate yourself for $60.
Or a broken hip. That's also what they're trying to save him from.
I was going to break his hip on the Peloton. What, he's going to fall off?
Your bones get frail.
If this guy's this frail, he shouldn't be the president. I think he's okay. He's not like on his deathbed. I mean, he should be fine. I'm
ready for Kamala Harris in 2025. I'm all for it. I want my president healthy.
2025. Biden's gonna win and die in a year?
He's old, man. I hope he doesn't. I like him. Jeez. I want him to do well.
Why not just say 2024 so Biden doesn't have to die for Kamala Harris to take over?
Oh, I thought the next. Oh, that's what I meant. 2024, not 2025. No. That's what I meant. Sorry, that's what I meant. I want nothing but good health.
For the worst here. Yeah, personally, when I'm that old, I'm gonna be hearing aids out, AirPods in, jogging on 78. Just doing my little jog. That's what I'm gonna do. No frail bones going on in here. These banners, who's in charge of these? It's weird because Austin is the one putting the banners there at the bottom that you viewers out there are seeing.
So yeah, they're
same.
gonna have to do. They're gonna have to do something about the Peloton. They got to get rid of it, or they got to get a different bike that doesn't have a computer. Austin, you want to respond to this?
Yeah, I do. Look, Sammy.
As wow, type much?
What?
Shouldn't everyone be allowed to exercise as the want?
Richie, how many people do you think can fit in Yankee Stadium?
Why don't you answer the question there, buddy?
I would.
Sammy Slytherin's waiting. I don't know who she is, but
yeah. No, everyone should be allowed to do what they want, but as a typical American, I'm playing a character here, they should do what I want, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a caricature. Of course, Joe Biden should stay fit and physical activity and fitness is very important and has a very large correlation to your health and to your well-being. So yes, like all seriousness aside or all joking aside, Joe Biden, yes, stay fit, stay active, but maybe you don't need someone screaming at you from a TV mounted to a bike that can't actually go anywhere.
And if that's what he needs to keep that freaking CDL that he's got to drive that dump truck of a booty,
also,
then that's what he needs.
I will say, usually they say bike riding is like a really good exercise for someone who might be a little bit more up in age. It's a good cardiovascular activity. It's not too strenuous on the legs. It's not high impact. It's supposed to be a really good one. So I don't know. And Austin, I think it's a good one for him. So,
I'm not coming on this anymore. I'm starting my own media company.
There you have it, folks. This is the last week of Deep Fried Medicine. They are leaving the brand.
I'm keeping my RSS feed.
You can have it.
Like the Levitard show.
You can have it. Any more final thoughts? What?
Yeah, I do have final thoughts, and I'll shut up.
Wait, what?
I have final thoughts.
All right,
Sorry, nobody's saying anything.
I thought you said it was a talk show. Shouldn't you ask if anyone has any final words there, Troy?
15 weeks. This is the 15th week in a row, so it'll be a little bit of a different.
Really? Is it really? I need to tone it down. Cleveland Browns won a playoff game for the first time in a very, very long time. First time they won a road game since 1969. Nice. And they are going to whoop the Kansas City Chiefs come this Sunday. Browns, dog pound.
Jacob, we'll give you your 10 seconds of airtime. You want to go ahead, make your final remarks?
I'm going to take a page out of Austin's book. Just say, hey, thanks for having me here. Enjoy being with you. Enjoy being able to share it with the live audience today. Great
experience. And I hope everyone has a pleasant week.
Jacob, I like that. We can we'll let Richie do his final thoughts, I guess, if you want to go ahead.
Oh, what, this? Yeah, not a big deal. I look like Sokka. Make sure everybody tunes in to Polar Music's first interview with the real Dollar Baby. It was a great interview. It was a pleasure having him on. It was super fun. We put out an episode every Friday, 6 p.m. Go check it out. It's a lot better than this podcast. A lot better.
Okay.
Troy, you got to do you.
No, I think that's it. I think that's all we
everybody else did it. Everybody else did it.
Listen,
everybody else did it.
Are we going to record our promos now? Are we going to record our promos, or what are we doing?
I'll say my final thoughts. All right. My final thoughts was, as the CEO of this media company, I had put out a request to some of my hosts today from Polar Music and Deep Fried Medicine. I made a formal request for them to make a promotional piece, and unfortunately, we were supposed to air that tonight, but we couldn't get it in time. So Troy, that's my final thoughts, and I hope we can get these things done moving forward. I might have to bring it up with HR. Nick Brazina might have to get on the phone, talk about training and making sure we're capable of getting those jobs done.
Last I checked, you don't pay me. So when I can get it done, I'll get it done. Okay. I work for a living. I'm an American. Okay. I'm a red-blooded American. I take my lunch pail to work. I sit down and tie my shoes just like you. Okay. I'm not Superman. I can't just record stuff whenever I want. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Richie didn't do it.
Right
All right, that's gonna do it for us here on Can We Just Talk. I appreciate everyone joining in. We'll have more polished live content coming out next week now that we know what we're doing here. But if you were here, thanks for joining us on the first time, and more content coming out soon. So again, this was Can We Just Talk, the podcast and the YouTube series. Thanks so much for watching.